just started recording. Okay, I'm going to start streaming, but I'm going to give like a pre-intro, then we'll go into the intro, and then we'll go into the show.
Do you have it set in the settings to automatically record while streaming?
No, I'll have to go and do that later. I'm not going to do it right now.
It's so easy.
I know, but I'm
okay.
done.
Alright.
Alright, ready?
Ready.
Set.
Go.
On air. Hello, everyone. Sorry about all the interestingly strange difficulties we've had today. However, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for joining us, coming back and finishing watching our reaction here to, what's the name of it? Fact? Or Facts?
We're going to do, and I'm kind of glad that we actually had to stop. But before we get into it, let's roll the intro. Welcome back to Uncommon Sense, the most uncommon place on the internet where we question everything, learn together, and we make bad jokes.
Yes, we do.
If you don't like them, go somewhere else.
Get your bad jokes somewhere else.
Yeah. Like The View or something.
Right.
Okay, so like I said, I am kind of glad we ended up stopping.
Yes.
Only because the clip I was playing wasn't actually the clip of Ben that I wanted, so I had to go find the right one. I was like, wait a minute. I kept watching it. I was like,
that's the wrong one.
This is not the right one.
Yeah.
I must go find the right one.
You've seen so many of them, though, so they kind of blend together.
They do. They kind of start blending together.
Yeah.
Just being honest here. Okay, so in this video, they're talking to Tucker first, but we'll go ahead and listen to what Tucker has to say, and then I'll skip forward and we'll hear the emotional reaction from Ben about what Tucker said regarding the whole Israel-Palestine debacle. Alright,
let's roll it.
There was a lot of consternation around some comments you made, I think by Ben Shapiro and others, where you were like, well, I've never seen this level of care about Americans who are dying of fentanyl, which I think is a traditional nationalist message. And yet I've watched the entire kind of right-wing ecosystem get embroiled in fundamentally what is a third world conflict. Now, we can say support, not support, we can have criticisms, etc. of that. But what explains this like literal allegiance to narrative on Ukraine, on Israel? Why is it that so many of these people don't seem to have the same level of care for actual American citizens?
I find it really distressing. And in both of those conflicts, I approached it with a clean conscience because I just don't have strong feelings one way or the other. And I'm not hostile. I've never hated Ukraine. I don't have any feelings about Ukraine. And Russia, same thing. I've never been to either place, and I'm not invested emotionally. So I could just look at it from an American perspective. In the case of Israel and the Arab world, I've spent a fair amount of time in both, and I like both. And I felt terrible for...
So this is the clip of Tucker I was looking for. But apparently this is not the first time that Ben's been like, you're wrong.
Right.
But I find it interesting that Ben is so quick to say you're wrong.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like that's not the same Ben that I was watching 3 years ago.
Right.
Maybe that's just me.
For the people who were killed on October 7th, I still do. So I had no weird motive. I was just like thinking about it from an American perspective. Is this good for us or is it not? And I was just amazed by the intolerance and the willingness to immediately go to invective and character assassination. And it's like, well, I said, first of all, if the people who live in Gaza who are being moved out are so evil and dangerous that they can't live in the region, why would you want them to move into my country?
And Tucker, by the way, then continued along these lines. He did an interview.
Okay, so here is, I guess I don't have to skip forward for it. Here is the emotional reaction of Ben Shapiro.
Right.
With Vivek Ramaswamy, and he likened what just happened in Israel, the kidnapping of women and their rape. I mean, he's showing video of this happening, like as he's talking about this. He compared that to drug overdose deaths in the United States.
Pause.
Wow. Yeah, no.
How exactly did Tucker compare the two? Like, he wasn't downplaying, from what I heard, he was not downplaying what happened over there.
No, he wasn't, not at all.
He was simply acknowledging that we have our own problems here in the U.S.
Right.
Why are we so emotionally invested in other countries?
Yes. All around the world.
They all have their problems, but so do we.
Right.
And if we can't take care of ourselves, what business do we have to be trying to take care of them?
That's right. You know how I don't know. I'll go on a rant and a rave, but I think we should take care of our countries first.
Mm-hmm.
This is what all countries should do. They should take care of their countries first. They should respect each other's borders.
Mm-hmm.
They should have trade agreements with other countries.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Now, just because one country doesn't want to do business with another country for whatever reason, and say a third country does business with both, that should be no problem. We're talking about international trade and
we
commerce.
shouldn't have to be like, oh, well, because you're not friends with us, or because you're friends with so-and-so,
then I'm not going to sell or trade with you anymore.
Yeah.
No. That's ridiculous.
I mean, let's think of this on an actual business level, because essentially that's what we are as America. We are a incorporated company.
Well, that's what all countries are.
With that said, so if you need supplies from Company A, you also need supplies from Company B, as well as Company C, because they all provide different things.
Right.
But the guy that owns A doesn't get along with C. So therefore, you can't trade with C if you want A.
Exactly.
And B is over here going, what's everybody's problem?
Yeah.
Can we all just be friends? Can we all just get along? We don't even have to be friends. Like, this is a business partnership.
Right.
Do you have what I need? Do I have the thing to trade that you need? Perfect. Let's make a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why can't it be that simple?
Yeah.
We got to make it all complicated and get emotionally involved in all of their drama.
No.
I ain't getting emotionally involved in the drama of my employees when I'm a manager. Okay.
And you can't get, if we're gonna think of countries that way, and we respect everyone, we all do business with one another.
Have mutual respect. We're all here to work together.
Now, just because someone doesn't want to pay the prices that you want them to, so they go somewhere else, doesn't mean you hate them now.
No.
And now you go to war with them.
But that's what we're looking at here. That's like literally what we're looking at.
I'm telling you.
Company raising up arms against another company because they decided to go to some other company.
Right.
Because the prices were better.
Exactly.
Well, if I can get the same thing at Walmart that I can at Dollar Tree, and and it's $5 at Walmart and $1.25 at Dollar Tree,
Right.
where am I going to go? It's the exact same product.
Yeah.
Why am I going to spend $5 on the same product?
Right. But
Make a cent.
now you got to be careful though, because if you go to Walmart, they might have an item that's say 97 cents, whereas over at Dollar Tree,
it's $1.25 now.
it's $1.25.
Exactly.
So you gotta keep.
But that's my point. Like, if Walmart has it for 88 cents,
right.
but they have the other thing for $5,
Right.
you got to pick and choose where you're gonna go for what.
Right.
Just saying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you're probably gonna get a better deal at Walmart buying a big bag of dog food than you are buying 20 bags of Dollar Tree dog food.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
anyway,
so that's just commerce in our countries, I think.
But what really got me about this, and so I want you guys to kind of pay attention to it, is how emotional Ben gets.
Okay.
Like, Karen's on her period emotional.
Oh no.
Now, I believe we should fully care about the 100,000 drug overdose deaths that happened in the United States. These are two completely different issues. To go this far afield to...
So he did note that they are two completely different issues.
Right.
Tucker never said they were the same issue.
No.
He never said that they were equally aligned with one another per se.
No.
But he did say that one is at home and the other one is overseas.
Right.
link the issues. The only reason you're doing this is because you wish to downplay the atrocity that just happened in Israel. You're not upplaying the atrocity of what's happening on America's streets. Those are two different types.
Wait, did he actually say that, though?
I don't think he's...
Sorry, I wasn't trying to think, but...
Yeah.
Did Tucker actually say that he's...
Downplaying it?
You know, I don't know. Was that just me? I didn't get the idea that he was trying to downplay anything. In fact, I feel like at one point he mentioned something that was saying the complete opposite.
Right.
That he wasn't downplaying what was happening over there.
Right.
But he's not over there. He's never even been over there.
Right.
This is his country. The only one he can speak for is America.
Right.
So...
completely different issues.
I feel like he's... I feel like Ben's kind of jumping to conclusions there.
Right.
Go this far afield to link the issues. The only reason you're doing this is because you wish to downplay the atrocity that just happened in Israel. You're not upplaying the atrocity of what's happening on America's streets. Those are two different types of atrocities. People who are addicted to fentanyl, sticking needles in their arms and overdosing is a moral blight. It is a moral atrocity and a moral evil for people to kidnap women, rape them, and drag them back to the Gaza border. Those are not the same thing.
But again, he didn't say that they were the same thing.
Right.
And I can't even agree that he was upplaying what's going on in America. He's just trying to point out the fact that if we can't take care of ourselves, how are we supposed to take care of Israel? Or anyone else for that matter. Ukraine or whoever.
Yeah.
And guys like Ben were all up in arms about, oh, we're sending more money to Ukraine, more money to Ukraine. Oh, but now it's okay because you like Israel.
Right, right.
I'm sorry, what? It's okay now because you like this one? Even though it's like the same thing? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Is that just me? Leave your comments below.
And Tucker knows that. But this is a cheap way of telling you not to look. Don't look. Stop caring. Because after all, what does it matter? What does it matter?
He did not say that, though.
He did.
Do you see what I mean? How emotional he's getting? Like, bro, he didn't say that. You are reacting completely, solely, 100% off of your emotions about Israel right now.
Right.
You are not thinking about the facts
No.
and the logic of the situation.
No.
We are Americans. We need to worry about us.
Right.
We got neighbors dying over here because they're...
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But, like
for a show called
it's not even
UnCommon
just about
Sense
the
that's
fentanyl.
based on common sense, I have some common sense I want to share. And the common sense is this. If you're...
Fentanyl was just one example. Just one
Right. But if you're going to protect yourself, who do you start with? Yourself, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, if
And
I'm
then it
dead, how am I
spreads to
supposed to
what?
protect
It
anybody else?
it spreads to your spouse, your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
You get protective of them.
Yeah.
And then that spreads to your family, your kids, correct? All right, so now you got to protect all these. And then you got, well, your house.
Now, for duly note,
Right.
I would step in the way of a bullet for my kids,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
But
In a heartbeat.
if I'm not healthy enough to step in front of said bullet, I'm just saying,
Right.
I have to take care of myself.
Right.
Because if I am not healthy enough
Yeah.
to step in and be the
Well,
parent and be the
The point
protector,
I'm trying to get to is, the house, and then from the house, the community, your neighbors, and then you get protective over your city,
mm-hmm.
your town. You start representing your areas and such. Yeah, proud to be from here. And then you get in your town, you represent your county, your state.
Mm-hmm.
From your state, well, you represent then your country.
Sorry, I just got distracted. Why are we having issues like this today? Hold on.
And let me just go from there. And we have to do this in this particular order, or our whole system that we have fought for millennia
Mm-hmm.
to become.
Mm-hmm.
We learned this millennia ago, and we've expanded upon it, and that's how we've become who we are today.
Yeah.
If you don't take that pride and protection over those areas in your life, in your state, in your county,
Mm-hmm.
in your country, if you don't take that protectiveness and stand up for it and want to do what's right for that area,
Yeah.
then why are you here?
That's what I'm saying too. Is like, how has it become a thing? Whether it's been over here freaking out about what's going on in Israel, or somebody
Yeah.
else freaking out about what happened in Ukraine, why are we so overly concerned with not us?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not overly concerning myself with what my neighbor's doing in their house. Why am I why are they trying to convince me I need to over concern myself with what's going on in another country?
well, we're not empathetic.
You see what I
It's
mean?
not that we're not
and it's not that I'm
empathetic
empathetic.
to what's going on over
If something
there.
crazy was happening at my neighbor's house, I'd be running over there helping.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to spend day in and day out concerned and worried about what my neighbors are doing
Exactly. I have to worry about
and
what's
making
going
sure
on
that
in
they're
my own
fed
house
and that they're
first.
clothed and that they're...
Right.
That's their responsibility to feed, clothe, and house themselves.
Right.
However, if they need help,
Assist
like
them.
desperately need help,
Yeah.
say they called me and they were like, I think somebody's breaking into my house. All right, man, I'll be right there.
Yeah. We do stuff like that, but we help them as neighbors, as a community. We do that.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have to rely on state or federal income or taxes or revenue to pay for any of that.
So what is the deal with this whole thing that we're suddenly just completely engulfed in what's happening in other countries?
I don't know.
And now we're seeing it here with people like Ben Shapiro, and
I
he
think,
even got into it with
to be
what's her name?
honest,
Candace Owens
yeah,
over the Israel-Palestine
right,
thing.
yeah,
And I didn't see a whole lot of it, but I kind of think it was along the similar lines. Like, she was like, wait, what about America?
yeah,
And he's like, well, Israel. Nobody's against Israel, bro.
Right.
Like, calm down.
I think the reason that everyone's more concerned about what's going on abroad is because the way
the
they
big
have
they,
it set is that it's set at 90 seconds to midnight right now.
okay, but the big they want us concerned with everything that's gonna scare us, worry us.
Right.
they're always changing wars. Like, we're living in 1984 right now. Like, we literally just watched all this stuff happen.
Yeah.
Changing of stuff we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
You know?
Word speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the double speak and all of that.
Yeah.
It's all happening in front of our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got conservative, right-wing influencers,
Mm-hmm.
voices out there that people look to, people flock to, people echo chamber with,
Right.
that are now shifting their gears compared to what it was when it was Ukraine.
Right.
So, and we'll keep watching this because you get that similar feel, like he is bullying me into siding with Israel. That's how he makes me feel.
Okay.
He is
Okay,
emotionally
I can see that.
emotionally manipulating people
Right.
to agree with him. How is that any different than anything that we have, discussed about the left over the last few years? So who are you really working for, Ben Shapiro?
Exactly. Right.
And this is
So
where I'm
knowing-
getting with
Right.
like, they may not realize that they're actors,
Right.
but they're becoming actors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, this is just my personal observation,
Right.
opinions, and whatnot.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, okay.
Okay.
Now, again, I don't know who thinks that that's a sophisticated point of view, especially when nobody is calling for America to go to war with Iran. The entire purpose of having an aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean is to avoid that. But here is Tucker playing. I don't even know the game he's playing. This is just it's a dumb game.
So this has all been, thank you, Crystal. This has all been
Okay, so that was
Right.
going back to the other people talking about
Yeah.
it, and yeah, that's the only clip in there. But okay, so that was it. That's
Right. So we've talked about both now. We've talked about Tom MacDonald. We've also talked about Ben Shapiro and our thoughts on both of those.
a little bit, and we'll
Right.
get into more of it
Yeah.
as we go in here.
Right.
One thing I do want to kind of rehash about Tom is that when he first came out, actually when he first came out,
Mm-hmm.
he was just another white rapper.
Right.
He rapped about hoes and drugs and all that stupid stuff.
Right.
He wasn't much different than anybody else. And then he became controversial when he started putting out music that was not trying to be mainstream.
Right.
And he started actually putting his real thoughts out there. As of, I would say, like I said earlier, around 2021, 2022, somewhere in the
Right.
blend
right.
of the two,
Around that area.
he became his own cookie cut.
He became, how can I put it, commercialized.
Yeah. And I want others to observe this, because I have watched over the last few years it go from no one's ever really heard of Tom MacDonald except for a handful of people to everyone knows who he is.
Right.
And the right wing is propping him up, and the left wing is trying to tear him down.
Right.
But right before, let's remember, when he really exploded was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And right before he exploded, you had all of these, like, MAGA rappers, right?
Right.
You had Tyson James and, even Burden's in there, okay?
Right.
There's some others. But I remember Bryson Gray being the one they were trying to hype up on the right side.
Right.
He wasn't that good. So they had to get a new one.
Right.
And whether he knows it, wanted to be, or whatever, Tom is their guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
agree.
ever since he really became controversial, his stuff is pushed out more.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he all of a sudden at a different level than Chris Webby or Cal Scrubby or some of those others that are independent,
Right.
quote, underground rappers?
Right.
Okay, Ryan Upchurch.
Yeah.
Okay, one of them posts something, I might not see it for 2 or 3 days, And I listen to them on a regular basis. Regular. Like daily. But Tom, I don't really listen to anymore.
And,
Because I got tired of hearing the same song over and over and over again. Sorry, bro. I'm just being honest, okay? And so when he starts posting about I've got an upcoming video, blah, 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 it's showing up in my feed.
Right.
You know, the reminder that the premiere is coming up.
Right.
It shows up in my feed. It
Right.
doesn't do that for Chris. It doesn't do that for Cal. It doesn't do that for Ryan.
Right.
9 times out of 10. I might get one in 2 months or whatever.
Right.
Whereas Chris releases music almost every week. Okay? So why is he not popping up all the time? I have to go find it, and then I'm like, oh, well, it was like 3 days ago, a week ago, that I missed the song release, right?
Right.
Tom's show up automatically. Why? I want to know why. So.
Algorithms.
And algorithms are skewed. Just like statistics can be skewed.
Everything goes to the highest buyer or highest bidder.
Yeah. And that's what makes me wonder, like, even if he bought himself, like, did he buy himself out so he could be top dog? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And essentially then they could use him as a plant the way that they need to, but he technically still owns himself.
Right.
I'm just saying, there would be ways to do this so that, and I'm not saying that he is, but
Right.
I can't help personally but question it and wonder, why does he get so much attention?
Right.
Because he was better before. He was better in 2019. He was
Yes.
better in 2018.
Yes. I agree. His music is his
Best
whole vibe.
rapper ever. That song was awesome. That's one of my favorites. Best rapper ever.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that song. He doesn't make music quite like that anymore.
No. It's
He
all-
found his little box, and he's in that box now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what concerns me, is because he always came across to us as the kind that wasn't going to let them box him in.
Right. That.
Bro, they've boxed you in.
No, they not only boxed them in, they packaged them
Yeah,
up, sealed it,
it's got a label on it and everything.
and a price tag.
A big one.
Yep. Just saying,
Okay.
bro.
So now, we're jumping forward here. We've
Yeah.
got him with Ben, who is essentially the right-wing poster boy at this point. Sorry, not sorry, but, and I've gotten to the point where I have my issues with both of them. And I
Right.
think it's important for us to critique even the people that we like. And if you guys have watched our channel, you've known we're fans of Ben. We're fans of Daily Wire. Like, we've talked about Tom before. So why has my opinion shifted? Because of the new aura around all of it. And the evidence points to we're being deceived
About.
what we're watching. I think that we're being manipulated. We're watching right now the other side of the propaganda. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
And I don't like to be tricked. I don't like to be manipulated.
All right.
And my experiences have taught me to trust my gut. That's my gut feeling.
All right.
Okay, so here we go with
Have you seen the video yet?
facts. I have not.
I've
Someone-
seen glimpses.
A friend on Ibble sent it to me. If you guys aren't on Ibble, you can follow me on there and listen to my weird rants. But someone sent it to me, and I thought it was an interview at first. And they were like, no, it's a music video.
Right.
So I went ahead and looked it up, and I watched like the first 30 seconds of it, and I was like, okay, you know what? We are going to do a reaction to this.
Okay.
My reaction is live this time. His is not. He has already seen it. That's a first, huh? That's usually the other way around. I'm showing you some. But yeah, when she sent this to me, I was like, okay, I'm going to be the unpopular opinion out here right now, okay? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yay for nonconformity. All right, here we go.
They call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. Claim that I'm racist, yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right.
See, the beat is good, but it's virtually the same as the last 5 songs that he released.
Yeah.
The same thing with the rhythm of which he's rapping,
Right.
the message he's putting out, and I want to know, is he really the biggest independent rapper we know?
No.
Is he? How do we know for sure? I'm just saying, if we were to put him next to, we'll pick like the other 3 that I mentioned. Okay. So we got Tom, Ryan Upchurch, Cal Scrubby, and Chris Webby.
Right.
Okay, they're all independents, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's throw Burden in there just for kicks.
Yeah, I like Burden.
Okay. Of those 5, if we were to play each one of their number 1 songs, who do you think would win? Let me know in the comments. Who's your favorite? I want to know. Who really is the most popular right now?
I already know who I'd vote for, so.
Is there actually, you know what I mean? I'm just curious. I am really curious about that.
All right, back to the
So
video.
overall, I will say it doesn't sound bad, but it sounds the same.
Same.
Every liberal is right. I don't want to talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap, this ain't money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you.
No. I am glad that there is a Tom MacDonald, I'll say that, to put out these messages. And one thing I will say that I like about Tom, especially over the last few years, one of the changes I do like that he's made is his lyrics have become more clean.
Yes.
It's okay for kids to listen to Tom now.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily before.
No.
So I do like that aspect. Now, if he could take that and still be the best rapper ever, like he was before, with different beats, different flow, different bars, different lyrics, then my opinion would be wholly different.
Right.
But I don't like this box he's in, and I haven't liked it for some time now.
I was put here to upset you. You can cry and you can scream, you can riot in the streets, you defunded the police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself, what would Ben do?
Yep. What would Ben do? Okay.
Yeah, what would Ben do? Let's see. What would Ben do?
I don't know, but I don't ask myself what would Ben do. What do you ask yourself? Some people say, what would Jesus do? Mine's more like, what would my dad do? Like, you know.
Mine is, what would keep me out of jail this time?
Right? What would Charleston Heston do?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Get your hands off me, you
What would Clint Eastwood do? Huh? You feeling lucky, punk?
Well, you gotta ask yourself, did I fire 5 or did I fire 6? Well, you feel lucky.
You feel lucky.
Do you? Punk.
Let's just keep it real facts, don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect.
Let's look at the stats, I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic, don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and
Wait. Time out. First of all, that is so edited for his benefit. I do this stuff for a living, you guys. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't really rap that.
No.
He said the words and then they put it to the beat.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. What kind of weird propaganda grab is this? I don't. What am I watching?
Well, I really don't want to.
Like, I don't want to insult them, but at the same time, I'm here to roast today. I think because
I know he knows the words. I know he knows the lyrics because he has an excellent memory.
Yeah, but he's not a rapper.
But he does.
And if you listen to it,
he just doesn't have that flow.
You can hear that it's been manipulated.
It's been manipulated.
Whether they put it into an auto-tune rap thingy or whatever, there's ways to manipulate this stuff.
Yeah.
And make people sound like they can rap when they really can't. I mean, Travis Scott.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo. My pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be.
My money like Lizzo, though. That's funny. I will say that's funny. My money like Lizzo. I'm sorry.
What's his sweatshirt say? Facts? What?
Facts don't care about your feelings. Oh! Wait, yeah. So, wait. That was the thing. What was that, Ben? Facts don't care about your feelings?
That's right.
So, the fact that we are not Israel doesn't care about your feelings about Israel.
Right.
But the fact that Israel is having hard times doesn't negate anyone else's feelings either.
They have a word for people that are like that. They call them hypocrites.
Hypocrititis? Is that the new...
Hypocrititis?
Yeah. I don't think they have a vaccine for that.
No,
do they make a medicine for that?
You usually have to wait it out about 3-4 years.
Oh, okay.
See if anything improves. If
so
not,
there's only been placebo tests, right?
Yep.
So yeah, about that.
But they're all feeling better now. The doctor says they can eat with a spoon again.
In a way, I do feel bad because I like Ben Shapiro. Okay, I've been a fan of him since, I don't know, a while now. So, I don't know. Part of me is really disgruntled, and the other part of me is like, you know what? I kind of want to make fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Right.
Someone's got to roast the right. I'm just saying. Some of us on the right have to roast the right because...
We have to. Because, it's not one party. It's not the other party. And it's,
we
like
are
I said,
Americans.
we're Americans.
And we're all individual people. We're all going to have our own opinions and thoughts and what have you.
Right. When I grew up in the 70s. And we learned, this is right after...
I grew up in the 90s. Late 80s, early 90s.
Late 60s, early 70s, that era, right after civil rights movement, everyone got equal rights and everything. It was no longer this or that or whatever, especially when so many people of all nationalities got together and fought a war that never should have been fought.
No. Which Eisenhower tried to warn us about.
But anyway,
just saying.
We were classified as Americans.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned when I was in the Marine Corps is that you're not black, you're not white, you're not brown, you're not yellow, you're not purple,
Nope.
You're not plaid, you're not this. From this day forward, you gentlemen are all going to be green.
I grew up in a white family. That doesn't mean we're all white.
Nope.
And no matter the color of my skin, or my sister's skin, or my brother's, or my cousin that's part Mexican. Our skin color didn't matter. We all have the same last name. We are all of the same bloodline.
That's right.
We all come from the same roots, all the way down to our ancient ancestors. The color of my skin, my hair, my eyes, none of that matters. Or how crooked my teeth are.
Right.
Not everybody can be blessed like my sister with perfect...
Now tell her you love her.
I do. I love her so much.
You miss her. You want her to come out and visit.
I do. She said my dad like 30 times the other day, and her husband was like, you need to call him. I've had those days too. I'm like, I have said her name I don't know how many times. I better call her. Anyways, okay, so back to
the video.
Ben Shapiro and his feelings. I mean, his facts.
Right.
Okay, can I make one joke real quick?
Real quick.
Ben Shapiro is no more facts than Fauci is science.
Just saying.
Putting that out there, some food for thought.
Now watch him call you out and say, all right, let's go over the facts.
If he's got real facts, then fine. Keep your emotions out of it.
Right.
And if I disagree with you about some facts,
right,
my opinion of those facts is different. That doesn't negate the facts. That just means my opinion is different than yours.
Right.
And I think somewhere along the line, some of the bigger faces and names, like Ben, Crowder, and Walsh, some of those, their heads have gotten as big as their shows have.
Yeah.
And they are forgetting that they can be manipulative too.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
Be a whap, dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a billboard #1.
This ain't rap, this ain't money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your...
I do find it funny that he's so... He always talks about, you know, being American and being independent, being this and being that.
Right.
But he wears Gucci.
Yeah.
He wears Gucci in a lot of his videos. And those sunglasses, bro. What are those? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Was that some Louis Vuitton?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
They be some Louis Vuitton glasses. What? I'm just saying. That's like, what, half a step down from Balenciaga?
We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you. You can cry and you can scream. You can riot in the streets. You defunded the police. Now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do. Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect you.
I do also want to say that the way that he raps and sings his music nowadays makes the music very emotional.
Right.
And yet his lyrics here are saying that he don't care about your feelings.
Right.
Okay, wait. So, you have feelings, you're screaming your feelings in my radio, but you don't care about mine?
Right.
Just saying. Trying to point some things out here, you know.
Yeah.
You mad, you mad, you mad. I guess it's cool to be the victim, well, I'ma be the man.
I'm sorry. After watching the Ben Shapiro thing, and then he's like, you mad. Yeah, he was pretty mad. He was a little up in his panties, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You sad. You just try to get attention, being triggered's all you have. You mad, you mad, you mad. You blame everybody else for every problem that you can. You sad, you sad, you sad. I will never say I'm sorry, I ain't taking nothing back. I don't care
Me either.
if I offend you. I was put here to upset you. You can cry and you can scream. You can riot in the streets. You defunded the police. Now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do. Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man. I'm the man who don't respect you.
Alright. So again, I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm not saying it's the worst thing I've ever heard or anything. But
Right.
to me, at this point, it's very basic. Even the video is basic. Nova, come on, girl. I know you got better game than that. I've seen it. And I do really just... I feel like it's kind of just a propaganda piece at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that has something to do with, Ben's reactions over certain things.
Right.
And I'll admit, I will admit, I might be a little bit biased when it comes to that because I have been a Tucker Carlson fan, I guess, for some time.
Right.
But I have disagreed with Tucker many, many a time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time,
Oh,
in
yeah.
fact.
But
What I find
just 'cause you
interesting
disagree
is
with
that
them doesn't mean you don't like them.
I feel like, yeah, exactly. But what I feel like is, at this point, that if I was to meet them face to face
Right.
and have a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I could sit down and have civil discourse to its full extent with Tucker.
It's over.
Yeah, I noticed it. I don't know what happened with it, so... But I am recording, so we will repost it if we have to. I'm over it.
Okay.
I'm over it. Stupid live, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so... I feel like if I was to sit down with them, that I could have full-on civil discussion with Tucker Carlson. I think Ben Shapiro would get emotional.
I think so.
If I disagreed with him on the wrong topic, he would get emotional. And the more that I've watched some of his, not just his show, but his talks and stuff like he does, the
Right.
speeches, whatever you
Right.
call them,
Right.
he does get a little emotional.
Yeah.
He's not quite as obvious about it as some people
Right.
think of when people are getting emotional, but he does. He actually gets emotional more than I think we have realized before.
I think he gets passionate.
But there is a fine line,
about
too.
the topics that he's discussing.
But there is a fine line too.
What?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, what I was saying was I could be a little bit, like I said, a little bit biased because I do agree with Tucker on a lot of things. I've been watching him for a long time. Like I said, I feel like I could sit down and have a discussion with him
Yeah.
without emotions becoming involved.
Exactly.
Whereas with Ben, passionate or not, he would start getting tense. He would start getting offensive. In a sense, you know what I'm saying? Offended. Like,
Right.
yeah. He'd be putting himself on the offense. Unnecessarily.
Right.
So, that's my personal opinion and my personal critique. It will probably be the most unpopular opinion of Tom MacDonald on the right-hand side of everything.
I like the message, what he's
Yeah.
trying to convey. I just don't like the package that the message came in.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that package before. I've heard it, and it's
Yeah.
just kind of rattly now,
Right. Well, it's like it's getting like getting an Amazon delivery or an Amazon box. You've seen it. Yeah, you see it. It's
You already
the
know
same
what's in
box.
it.
Yeah, you know.
'Cause you
know
ordered
what's in
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of like that. Like, I already know what's in there. It's just another
Yeah.
package that I ordered.
Of the same message, just worded differently. Same tempo, same beat, same rhythm, same cadence.
So if you guys want to branch out a little bit and, you know, look for some stuff it can get political once in a while, but not necessarily to the level of like Tom
Right.
or Tyson James and some of those. Because I think they all fell into that box and they don't know how to get out of it. That MAGA rapper box, that,
Right.
you know, conservative rapper, political rapper, I don't know, whatever.
Right. I believe they call them political rappers.
Because with some songs, Chris Webby could fall into that category.
Mm-hmm.
But he's definitely not like a right-wing MAGA rapper. So he's not going to be, you know, necessarily pulled in with the rest of those guys as far as the real right-wing media is concerned.
Exactly.
Because Chris is too libertarian, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But like Cal Scrubby, and well, Chris was too, but Cal Scrubby was more recent in the industry. He made it big. He got a record deal. He did songs with Chris Brown and whatnot for like 2 years or something, and then all of a sudden he's not there anymore. And he's back to being Cal. He doesn't have the same boxed in sound that he did when he was, you know, his Bevo videos or whatever.
Right.
During that era, he was like a rapping Justin Bieber. I felt like that's what they were trying to turn him into. What is this? What am I listening to? And then all of a sudden it stops.
Right.
About 4.5 years ago. No more Vivo videos, and he's back to being Cal, and he grew his hair out, and, you know. Anyways, I'm just saying, I think there's a lot of better artists out there at this point, and ones that have more thought-provoking music.
Right.
You know, and you might have to pick and choose with them, but it is what it is. Don't get stuck in their boxes and their echo chambers and question everything.
Exactly. Question everything. As we do, we learn together.
Indeed. Look, sorry. My cup farted.
Yeah, all right. Until next time, everybody, and it's good to see you back again. Don't believe the nonsense and
Stay uncommon.